What's up, everybody? RBL Weekly, about to be on the air with week 4 of our season. But before we get to that, have to tell you guys about some dates we have coming up at the beginning of April. April 2nd, of course, every Tuesday we are at the Comedy Store. April 3rd, we're going to be at the La Jolla Comedy Store down in San Diego. Make sure you get your tickets for that. April 7th, we're at the Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas. That one is sold out. Sorry about that. April 10th, we're back at the Tempe Improv. That's going to be a monthly thing that we're doing, so make sure you check that out. April 25th will be the semifinals of the California Cup. A tournament that started with LA, the Bay, and San Diego is now just the Bay and San Diego. After a series of upsets, you're not going to want to miss these semifinals. Tickets are on sale right now at Jam in the Van's website. Without further ado, let's jump into this week's episode of RBL Weekly. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to RBL Weekly. It's week 4 of the 2024 season. We have one of the best weeks of battles on deck for you guys that we've had at least since week 2. I don't know. It's been a good season so far.
Everybody's excited. New studio for this week. Let's just get into it, man. I'm excited to see these battles.
That's Brian Moses on Pat Barker. We skipped the intros. Yeah, let's jump right into it. Oh, before we do, one housekeeping note. The wild cards have been announced for the Netflix tournament. We announced the brackets last week. The wild cards have been announced. Just really quickly, and then we'll jump into I know you're excited to see some battles.
So excited.
So, but the 4 wild cards are 2 Hall of Flamers, Connor McSpadden, Omid Singh, both first ballot Hall of Flamers coming out of semi-retirement to partake in the tournament. The current Los Angeles champion, Nasty Nate Welch. And a true wild card that I did not see coming at all, but I actually love this. One of our favorite battlers from New York, Divya Gunasekaran, rounding out the field.
Wow, 2 Indian battlers from New York.
Yeah.
All right, this is interesting. Who's she battling?
She's going to be going up against Ryan Nesson. So Nesson, we are just feeding him a steady diet of Indian opponents. He had a Joda and Shalaka at the World Championship. Now he gets Divya. I know that guy is almost out of ideas. I would imagine.
He's going to recycle all the same jokes, basically.
Yeah, he better not.
Yeah.
I'm judging, and I will judge harshly.
A lot of Indian cab driver jokes. A lot of shawarma jokes. I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, hell yeah. But it's going to be great. Excited about the 4 wild cards that have been picked. It's right around the corner. So if you haven't gotten your tickets to the Netflix festival yet, make sure you do that. May 7th, we're in the Belly Room. That one might already be sold out. If it's not, it's very, very close. And then May 10th, 11th, and 12th, we are at the outside stage at the Hollywood Palladium. Get your tickets now so you can come see the biggest RBL tournament that we've ever had.
Strong field.
It is.
That Divya Gunasekaran, that really does kind of make the field very, very strong.
Yeah.
Because I've said this, like women, demographically, women are the best at roast battle. Mm-hmm. But now it's it used to be Mexicans, just demographically, everybody. Women, Mexicans, and then straight white guys for the most part, or gay white guys. But now I think it's women, Indians, and Mexicans.
I think I missed the Mexican era.
You missed it?
Yeah. To me, roast battle is like the NFL, where it's like Frank Castillo is Tony Gonzalez, and then I don't know who is Digits. Who's the second best Mexican or Latino football player?
I think there's more just depth.
Okay.
There's a lot of depth.
We do have a lot of
yeah. There's a lot that come in. You may not know because there are a lot of white passing Mexicans.
Right.
But there's a lot of kind of like our commenters. White first names, Mexican last names,
right?
Spanish last names.
And apparently, even Jake Hart is Mexican.
See?
So it's like if we're counting him, what are we really doing here?
I think Morgan Anderson's Mexican also.
They're all Mexican.
Yeah, so I'm saying. So I'm gonna stick with it. Actually, women, white passing Mexicans, then brown passing Indians.
Yeah, just shade. As it gets darker, they get worse at roast battle.
Yeah, black people, we gotta step up.
Yeah, well,
American blacks. I don't know about the Africans.
I saw online there was a roast battle like Nairobi or something.
Really?
Yeah. We don't have to get into it.
All
It was a whole thing. But yeah, it's going worldwide. Who knows? Maybe next RBL season.
Here we go with the.
I'll get a call from Chad.
Roast battle Wakanda jokes.
Yeah. I didn't want to make it.
Really?
For some reason, that was the first. There's no more white guy move than trying to think of an African country, and the first one that pops in there is Chad.
Not Djibouti, not Congo.
Nope.
Not Ethiopia.
Nigeria, none of it.
Yeah,
it was Chad.
Ivory or Gold Coast. You're literally just
South Africa. Literally, I'm like,
North
what?
Africa, Morocco, none of it?
None of it.
No Egypt?
Nope.
Is Morocco a country or a city?
I don't know. You're about to say something that's going to make me look stupid.
We should probably scrub
Morocco's a country.
Okay.
For sure. I feel confident about that.
All right, we're going with
For some reason, I panicked. I'm like, you can't talk about Morocco. You're going to get fucking canceled.
We're going to get canceled,
And like, literally, it was just a geography question. And I'm like, no, don't say anything.
Yeah, these days, the Morocco is almost like, I don't know, like Greek, Mediterranean. I don't even think it's like African.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you think African, you think dark black people.
It's not the Morocco we grew up with. That's for damn sure.
This
Finally, we're getting into the real issues here.
Brown passing Africans. That's what we're going into. That's the second brown passing I've said.
The entire Roast Battle League was just a slow play, so I could tell my truth about Morocco. So I'm glad we're here. But we'll save that for another day. Let's get into some battles
You're
now.
a Mohamed Salah fan, huh?
The number 7 battle this week comes to us from the Bay Area. Trigger warning on this one. If you are one of the guys who gets upset when the audio isn't perfect, you're gonna struggle with this. It's a lot of fun. It's a really good battle. Some really good jokes. Super hot crowd. But not crystal clear audio. I'm warning you now, so you don't have to leave a comment. Just skip ahead 4 minutes. If you want to watch this battle and listen closely and get the jokes, I think you'll enjoy it. It's Jake Grizzley versus Drew Schaefer. It's number 7 this week from the Bay. Here it is.
All right. Jake Grizzley is one of my best friends, which is why I have to do this tonight. Oh wait, sorry, that's my suicide note. Yeah, Jake Grizzley actually is one of my best friends. So sad. But I want to make sure that this is an inclusive battle. Blind guy, Armando, I want to make sure you know who I'm battling. Jake Grizzley looks trans, but I can't tell which direction. He looks like the middle Animorphs animation between unfuckable dude and woman even he wouldn't rate.
Thank you, Plaque to the Future. For the blind man up front, I didn't know you were going to be here. Drew has really big teeth. That's all you need to know. That's it. They're big. So
Looks funny in real life.
Yeah, I'll describe them for you. Drew's teeth are a lot like black cocks. More than his mouth can handle. But somehow still in there.
Jake from Great Farm. What's she wearing? Don't blame her, all right? Jake actually comes from a long line of cops in his family. His dad was actually a cop and was never home. So in order to try to gain his dad's love, Jake became a donut. Unfortunately, his plan backfired when the donut he became was chocolate cream-filled.
Not the show from the 90s. He just really likes when women are mean to him.
I do. That's true. That was a cute one. Cannabis Chia Pet. Jake, you may not know this, actually hosts trivia all over Sacramento. He got into it because it combines 2 of his favorite things. Correcting women and saying things into a microphone while nobody laughs.
World right here. Oh man, Drew's actually really afraid of spicy food. He's really afraid of spicy food, so much so that when he goes down on his Indian wife, he has to put mayonnaise on it first.
Wipe it up with some naan afterwards. Meanwhile, he's busy raising cocks.
That was good, Mount Rushmore. Drew doesn't like beer. He's not a beer drinker. You know what his favorite drink is? It's Mike's Hard Art Lemonade.
So that was the number 7 battle this week from the Bay Area. Jake Grizzley, Drew Schaefer. I believe third appearance for the Bay Area in the first 4 weeks of the season. Those guys came out. They wanted to make a statement, and they're hanging tough in that West Division.
I like Drew Schaefer. He always seems to show up every season in the Roast Battle League. So shout out Drew Schaefer.
Yeah. Bay Area doing big things. Let's just keep it moving right now with another city that felt disrespected early on, and another city that has made its third appearance now in the first 4 weeks of the season, and I would say is quickly becoming a dark horse in this thing. I'm talking about Barcelona. They come into this week holding on to that number 1 position in the International West. They're going to pick up 2 more points here for a battle between their former champion, Esther. Now, Esther, no last name that I'm aware of, shows up during the offseason, wins an offseason tournament, wins the championship, loses the championship, all before we even get to the season. So she's technically an RBL rookie this year, even though she's a former champ, which is a loophole and a half. And she is going up against the founder of Roast Battle Barcelona, James Regal. It's the number 6 battle this week. Let's check it out.
All right, so this little brand Beyonce is Esther. I'd like to start the roast just with a quick apology, Esther. I'm really sorry for running over and beating you up on Grand Theft Auto so many times. So Esther's very protective about her age. I think she's got quite cool Serena Williams vibes, and the face and the body, that's a grand slam, but your hands make you look about 40, love.
That was good.
Thank you.
Mazel.
Whatever you guys say.
What do you mean, you guys? This is James Regal. James is 41 years older than his current girlfriend. James Regal, more like James. She's technically legal.
Fatality.
Yeah, I do date women much younger than me. At least I don't pretend to be one. Esther is a single pansexual. If you're not sure what that means that basically you can be any gender, any sexuality, and you can still reject Esther's advances. As one of the only black comedians in Barcelona, Esther does hear the N-word a lot, and that word is no.
Oh, thank you, Jew Hefner.
Thank you, Lauren over the hill.
You're welcome, Jonah over the hill. Thanks. James met his girlfriend at a friend's house. They didn't know that James was being literal when he said that he wanted to go to the little girl's room. No, all jokes aside, though, I can see why James's girlfriend is into him. He's not bad looking, no, for an old guy. He's all right. Honestly, I don't think I've seen... messed it up! The last time I saw a Jew this hot, it was Auschwitz.
It's fine. She can say that. She's one of us. Apparently. So when we met up before the roast to exchange details about each other, I kept asking Esther about like her relationship status, like her family background. But all she kept telling me was she's recently inherited 10 million euros, and she just needs my bank account details to share it with me.
Interestingly, James has come dressed as one of my Nigerian uncles tonight, so... the one that molested me, if I remember correctly. All right.
Oh, yeah.
James went to an all-boys private school, so naturally I asked him if he'd done any gay stuff, and he said no, he's never done butt stuff, that he's actually not into it. And I said, really? De verdad? And he said, jamás.
Oh, so it's a Spanish.
Yeah, jamás. Jamás. Jew.
That was good. Esther, you have the vibe of someone who makes most of their life decisions based on tarot cards. Anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, so bit about Esther's background. So she's the product of a holiday romance between her parents. And then when her mum got back home to England and she sent her dad a message saying she was pregnant, he wanted nothing to do with it whatsoever. Yeah, the irony of a Nigerian man putting an unwanted delivery straight in the junk. That wasn't worth it. Please continue.
All right, everyone, give it up for Louis C. Kelp. James is English and has been living in Spain for over 10 years, but he still just can't stand the summers. The only time he wants to be that hot is in an oven. Another Jew joke.
Yes, the same one, some would argue.
They did kill a lot of you.
Sorry, Esther, you can stop checking your phone. Your dad's not calling you back.
Holy shit.
So, this overconfident dinner lady is Esther. Esther was in a pretty bad car accident a little while ago. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And when the police arrived, they said, "Oh, we'd better take that wreck straight to the junkyard." And then they looked at the car. She was actually rear-ended by another guy. Esther's not been hit that hard in the back since she last saw her uncle.
And he's here with us tonight. God, James, that went on a bit, didn't it? I'm not surprised, though, because the tightest thing about you is your girlfriend.
She's pretty tight, guys. Don't groan at that, it makes it worse.
What else? James's girlfriend was actually supposed to be here tonight, but unfortunately they didn't fall for her fake ID. Which is weird, because I thought that Jews were great at forging documents.
So that was number 6 this week. Esther going against James Regal. Barcelona making another appearance on the list.
Really, no last name?
She doesn't want to. We get a lot of that internationally. Half of the guys in Tokyo are just like Hal.
Right, because they don't want to. Yeah, I mean, they don't butcher their last name.
Oh yeah, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I'm certain I would fuck
Esther's
it up.
probably, it's something with Berg or Stein on the end, I'm assuming.
No, you could tell we didn't watch the battle in the studio, because if you had seen her, she looks like she's Moroccan.
Really? And it's Esther?
Yeah. She's a black woman.
No.
Yeah.
Esther?
Yeah, she's really good too. You gotta check out the battle.
Esther? All right, I got to figure out what her parents were. All right, whatever.
It could just be a stage name too. I don't know.
That's wild. That's a great stage name for a black woman.
Yeah.
Esther?
Yeah.
Black Esther?
Black Esther.
We're not. Only I can say that, I think.
Black Esther versus James Regal, who is a Jewish British man who lives in Barcelona now. Our international division is wild. In the States, it's always like, it's just a white guy versus another white guy.
Yeah.
And internationally, it's like, well, this is an Australian who's serving 2 years in Tokyo as an English teacher, and
Yeah.
he usually lives in,
And here's a black
Germany.
Esther.
Yeah, and a black Esther. Congratulations to Black Esther, by the way. Your whole championship run was incredible, and you got the number 6 battle this week against James Regal. That was a lot of fun. Let's stick with the International West Division, and this is going to be the second appearance of the season for Toronto. This is a very fun battle with a guy we saw last year a couple times, Freddie Jan, another black guy.
Hey, Freddie Yan.
Yeah, right after you in the intro, it was like, black people, we need to step up. You guys are dominating so far this week.
Internationally, we're killing it.
Yeah, not in the States. I don't know what's going on over here. But Freddie Jan in Toronto had a really nice season last year. He returns and makes the countdown this year against a name I saw a lot last year, but we didn't actually see any of her battles, I don't think, Amanda Custodio. So Amanda Custodio, Freddie Jan, number 5 this week. Here it is.
That was fucking hype. All right. So, Amanda's face exudes a natural grease. In fact, Amanda's skin is so oily, she got cast to replace the baby duck in the Dawn commercials. But don't worry, the baby duck still has his parts. Amanda will just be with the extra strength ones.
I'm not saying that all black people look the same, but I didn't know that you had an identical twinzilla. No, but seriously, give it up for Freddie. He looks like the Fresh Prince and Carlton at the same time.
Amanda looks like Uncle Phil now.
I wish I could get that dark.
All right, so here's a fun fact. Amanda works at a vegan restaurant, but got let go when her boss realized that making her work overtime was technically harming an animal. This laugh is going in overtime. I love it.
Freddie was once hit by a sports car. It's actually worse for me. I hit a black man with my whip.
Racist but smart. Crazy.
When she washes off the makeup, you see that the black men hit back. So Amanda's family is from Portugal. If you don't know about Portugal, it's the only country that's more ratchet than the countries it's colonized. Set the stage.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah, but also I say that because Amanda actually had a Portuguese abortion. If you don't know what that is, it's when you drive without a crucifix dangling from your car.
Freddie's dad left his mom. I call him a dog, but a dog knows how to stay, But speaking of dogs, Freddie hates dogs. The feeling, though, is mutual because dogs can't have chocolate.
Damn, man, I didn't know you hated me. That's crazy. Oh, for your friends. All right. Amanda looks like a lesbian mechanic. Yeah. Honestly, I had more to it. I'm gonna leave it. That's it.
That hit so hard.
Freddie used to have a speech impediment. His speech impediment prevents him from pronouncing R's. So to him, he's only an apist. Yeah, before the roast.
Okay. Yeah. I thought there was an N-word joke coming, so I'm actually happy about it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, it's got a To Kill a Mockingbird vibe to it. Yeah. All right, so Amanda's favorite musicians are Pop Smoke, 50 Cent, and Tupac. In other words, she loves black men with a criminal record. In fact, she's fucked so many black convicts, they call her conjugal visit room the sickle cell.
It's so stupid.
Freddie told me that he's a huge Kanye West fan, and I was like, why? He's an anti-Semitic bigot who threatens the safety and livelihood of Jewish people. It doesn't matter if his music is good, right? And then Freddie said, Kanye writes music?
So that was the number 5 battle this week. Amanda Custodio, Freddie Jan. Lot of fun coming out of Toronto.
The Custodian.
Yeah.
Cleaning it up.
This week we're going to talk a little bit about some naturally forming rivalries that we have. I think Manchester-London is going to be a fun rivalry. Chicago-New York, I think, is going to be crazy this season. I would love it if we get a little bit of that Canadian rivalry going between Toronto and Montreal. Your pick at the start of the season.
I'm done.
Rough start.
I'm already done. Manchester's killing it. The wrong M.
Yeah.
The wrong M internationally. It's Manchester, not Montreal. What happened in Montreal?
I don't know. It's a long season. There's 30 weeks left. There's plenty of time for them to turn this thing around. But you were raising the banner into the rafters before we started.
Yeah, I was like, Montreal's got it. I don't know what this Manchester nonsense is. All of a sudden, they're 3 weeks in a row?
Yeah, well, still 4 battles here. Could Montreal be on the list this week?
Oh.
They're not. Let's jump right into the top 4. Let's actually watch some battles. I know you're excited to do this. And we are going to start with the other M, Manchester. They do it again, 3rd week in a row with a highly ranked battle. This one is delightfully British as well. I think you're going to get a kick out of it. It is Charlie Ashton versus Alfie Carter. Here it is.
Hello, everyone. I'm Alfie, this is Charlie. So it's important to know for the jokes. So Charlie Ashton fantasizes about going down on a woman while she's on her period. Not because she's desperate for it, he just needs the iron. Charlie's so weird that his balls are above his cock.
It's true. I like it like that. This is Alfie Carter. He's 12 months into a recovery. He's on a 12-step program for recovery to get over an addiction to breastfeeding. And every day is a struggle, you know. When Alfie found out that a man had collapsed in the bathroom, he got very excited because it's the first time he can go into the ladies without anyone calling the police on him. Alfie Carter's the kind of guy to spit on a homeless man, you know? But more just for lubrication so he can suck him off, you know? Alfie Carter looks like a wizard turned a rat into a human and then kept him in his basement and shagged him relentlessly until he was riddled with magical STIs.
What a punchline. Charlie,
Did well in the room.
You've been watching too much Harry Potter. Charlie's a skinny little man. Charlie's body is actually the same shape as the Chinese symbol for suicide. It was going to be bulimia, but I started, so it kind of killed bulimia. What a punchline. All right, Charlie Ashton looks like his nipples meet in the middle. Charlie Ashton looks like he drinks baby formula to reconnect with his mother.
Yeah, you can have a crack at my mum, but Alfie's dad was 72 years old when he had him. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? Like, Alfie's dad was 72 years when he had him, and his mum isn't allowed to work in the care home anymore.
Oh yeah, clap. That was great. Yeah, little clap.
A bit bitter, isn't he? My mum didn't defile a confused old man. But after she did defile that old man, she took the morning after pill, you know, and he survived it, bless him, but it did give him a stammer, you know? So his first words coming out with, I survived the abortion as well. There you go, mate.
That was really good, Charlie, really good.
Note that down.
Charlie Ashton looks like the Joker forgot his face makeup, then got lost in Primark.
This is Uniqlo. This was expensive.
Charlie Ashton looks like the Joker forgot his face makeup, then got lost in Primark before selling antidepressants at an underground rave. Every morning, Charlie wakes up and puts his mouth on his car's exhaust pipe. Not because he's suicidal, he just needs the iron. Charlie's so white that he got the COVID vaccine just so he could have the opportunity to say, blood clot.
I'll say it again, blood clot. There you go. Alfie is the kind of guy who to drink his own piss because he thinks it gives him magical properties, like curing his autism. Alfie says he's a feminist, right? But all that really means is that he only strangles male prostitutes. Also, ones that look like his mummy. Alfie used to play badminton as a child, but it turned out the guy that taught him badminton was a sex pervert, a predator. So then when he went to his first badminton competition, he was very surprised when none of the other competitors were ramming a shuttlecock up their arse and French kissing the coach. There you
go. So there it is, number 4, Manchester doing what Manchester does best and providing something different than anybody else in the league. It's not just the jokes. They have a lot of jokes. They're well written. They don't all connect, but even the ones that miss, I feel like they handle and recover from better than any other city. They're very charming, you know?
I'm going to say this. That's my favorite battle city right now. I have the most fun watching their battles, all of them. I've seen 3 now. Mm-hmm. I've seen 4. The preseason doesn't count.
Right.
But these 3 that count, the best.
Yeah.
Every male battler I've seen looks like some kind of malnourished twink.
Yes.
But they have like sinister jokes and they're all friends and everything just rolls off their back like water. Doesn't matter what they're saying about each other and the jokes are just so charming.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And Jeff Ross, one of his like biggest pieces of feedback for battles that he likes has always been, felt like you two were doing a dance up there, you know? And that's what Manchester feels like. It feels like it's a performance that they're both kind of like a part of. Versus other battles where the people like seem distant and they seem like they're really, some vitriol behind it.
It's like a joust.
Yeah.
Almost. It's very, very English and British in the sense of it. It's very joust-like.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, cheer, whatever. I mean, I'm not going to do anything stereotypical. Sorry,
right,
Manchester. Right. But yeah, the soccer hooligans are killing it for me. I love Manchester.
London had their first event literally on the night that the battles were due to be submitted. Manchester now has 14 points. London is going to be playing catch-up. They got 30 weeks to do it, but they got to make up 14 points. And that sounds like a lot of time, but if Manchester keeps putting, 4 or 5 points on the board every week, you gotta get 1s and 2s just to like number 1, number 2 battles just to keep pace.
It's a lot of top 4s already.
Yeah.
It's a lot of top 4s for Manchester.
Yeah, exactly. And top 4 is easy to remember because they're the only ones you get to see.
Yeah.
So, and you've seen all 3 of them. So, the Manchester impressive run to start the season continues. Congratulations to Charlie, Ashton, and Alfie Carter. What?
It just sounds like all the names of the real guys on that 70s show. Charlie, Ashton, Topher.
Oh yeah, I guarantee you they have a Topher somewhere. We haven't seen
Alfie,
them yet. Yeah, but 100% we will see a Topher before the season ends. Let's go to the number 3 battle this week, and this one has a couple of familiar faces in one of last season's playoff cities. I'm talking about New York. Last season's New York MVP, Joda, who came to the World Championships, ended up placing 3rd. He's back this season with a new haircut that I know he regrets, so I will draw attention to it immediately. He is going up against a guy that had a really nice debut season last year, and we saw put on a hell of a show down at the Mothership. I'm talking about Scott Hall.
Razor Ramon.
The bad guy, absolutely. So these are 2 familiar faces on the show, and they are giving us a hell of a battle this week at number 3. Let's just get into it. Here it is.
Does anyone else think John's dressed like one of the migrants they just gave a debit card to? Right? He's dressed as like this is what he considers cool.
The shirt's cool, nice try. But try again, fucko. Scott is an orphan. But no, he doesn't even know his own original ethnic background, so I encouraged him to get a DNA test, and it turns out he's actually half Indian, half Italian, just like me. Because unfortunately he forgot to wash his mouth out before I jizzed in it when he swallowed it. The old come in the orphan's mouth trick. Works every time.
You have so much confidence for like a small Indian man. Do you know what it's not I don't like it. When Josh was growing up, he wanted to be a magician. It looks like the only thing he made disappear was his shoulders. Now he's gay.
Yeah. Dude, I'm fucking huge. What are you talking about? But anyway, as an orphan, Scott has a lot in common with Batman. But unlike Batman, whose parents died in an alleyway fighting off a mugger, Scott's parents had to fight off their genetic predisposition to love him.
You're so wordy for a guy with a lisp. Do you know what I mean? It's not there's so much.
It's called writing. You should try it sometime. But
No. You're smart because you didn't have any other options. It's not a...
It's okay. Sound it out, Scott. You got it.
You found it out. He makes fun of my race. John hasn't seen his Indian dad, in 10 years. But he still has fond memories of him because smell is the closest scent linked to memory.
Scott actually has a twin brother. They kept him.
Oh, nice.
Skill issue. All right, but anyway.
John seems like he leaves a lot of rooms mumbling, "You'll all see." Did you guys hear that vibe? Is that John studied abroad in Thailand. He said his favorite part were the temples. The temples on a 12-year-old.
Oh, you thought you were gonna like coast on charisma? Okay, got it. But Scott has attempted suicide 3 times, but I'm glad he's still here with us. You know, I don't know what we would do without him. If you weren't here, who would make all the flyers for the comedy shows you're not booked on? But listen, those Instagram captions aren't gonna make themselves. Oh wait, yes they will. Just make sure you change it to unalive when you're editing this tonight.
Why weren't you this coherent when you were picking out your haircut? It's not a... John is the New York Roast Battle champion, and I would love him, well, whether he was a good or a bad roaster. Actually, I fucked that up, but can I say it one more time? Yeah. I would like to watch John take a bath with a toaster. Yeah, kill yourself. You fuck. You featherless bird. You. They're repeating it.
Yeah. Well, gang, Easter is right around the corner.
Is this a comedy show?
Excuse me?
Is this a comedy show? Is there someone here named Scott Hall?
This is Scott Hall.
Oh, I bet. Good.
Who are you?
Nice, smart.
I'm his biological father.
Oh my goodness. Oh well, please. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
You have a few. Okay, hey, please.
Sam, I mean Scott. I know I haven't been there for you for a long time, but that's not what's important. What's important is I'm here for you now. I'm proud of you. From what I could tell, you've become a famous, successful comedian. Not like those guys that have to make flyers. Stage time.
John does ads for non-comedy.
Scott, please.
Sorry, Dad.
Your mother and I, we weren't ready to be parents. Because I had a dark secret that I'm ready to share.
Yes, Dad?
I'm a gay man. Like my father and his father before me. I hope you would have followed in our footsteps one day. And I'm glad to see I was right. We're excited to meet your life partner, Rob. Rob, are you out there?
He's not here.
Just know that no matter what happens, I'll always be on your side and never leave again.
He's leaving.
Scott Hall's biological father, everybody.
Yeah, at least John took my advice and had someone without a lisp read his jokes for him. It's very smart. This is smart.
All right. What do you think?
That's how we're starting this?
I mean, I'm just going to turn it over to you. Number 3, John Joda, Scott Hall. John Joda takes big swings. That was perhaps the biggest swing we've seen him take.
Yeah.
It paid off.
It
Great
was very like a DEI version of Revenge of the Nerds. Scott Hall's very bullyish. He reminds me of like Roastmasters era Mike Racine.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Very bullyish, funny off the cuff, very like blue collar, like, hey, what are you talking about?
Right,
you know
right,
that
yeah.
stuff. Come on. But then, yeah, Joda with the big swings, and then obviously we've seen the, oh, hey, here's a bit with somebody in your family, right? Brandon Kiefer's done it. Aaron Berg did it versus Dina Hashem.
No, wasn't it versus Lewis? He brought up Lewis's stab dad, right?
Oh, that was the second one. Okay, so
he did it multiple times?
Yeah, so
okay.
multiple stab wounds like Lewis's father.
Mm-hmm.
No, he did multiple times. Yeah, he did Dina Hashem, he did Lewis. But he did Dina's father for Road to Roast Battle season 1 or 2, I think.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, we've seen that before, but that was very funny. It seems like a very New York thing to have a character be somebody's father.
Yeah.
It's just a big play on just to call Scott gay, basically, and everybody in his family gay.
That's correct.
Right. So that was very John and Joda. I really liked it. Scott Hall's a favorite of mine, obviously, but obviously John is a favorite of mine, too. So that was 2 of my favorites from New York battling, and it was entertaining.
I mean, back to back with Manchester, right? Manchester, everything, the jokes are like really well crafted, and there's this like fun, like charming camaraderie on stage. And then these guys were just like in between the jokes. It was so much like schoolyard like bullying that was really good.
Yeah.
But on both, like when Scott had one not work, and John was just like, "Oh, you thought you were going to coast on charisma?
Oh, Jesus.
Okay." And if you think about it, John's jokes are just as, like, bullying. It's like he tried to kill himself, and I'm glad it didn't work because who would make the flyers for the shows I'm on? Like,
and then the unalive tag, I mean, just because that does help you on the monetization for social media. Oh, God, John, so mean.
Yeah.
You should try writing. I mean, just, jeez, dude.
Really, really fun back and forth. New York has found they've kicked it into another gear this season. They were the second place city last year, but they have really stepped it up this year. They are going to be in a dogfight with Chicago the entire season. They came in 4 points down. They pick up 5 points for that battle, which means they are now in first place in the American East Division.
You're right about they've stepped it up. They have this style, like we talk about Manchester style is very charming, right? Austin style is very shocking and buzzwordy. But then New York is just, they do mean the best.
They do.
They do mean the best. It feels very ball busty. It feels very New York. Right, it doesn't feel like, oh, that was mean and cringy. It's just like, oh, this is mean and good.
Mean and good.
Yeah.
Brittany Ledesma versus Olivia Carter last week was another like mean battle. They do mean very well, and as a result, they are now first in the American East Division.
Wow.
And that lasted for 3 seconds because the number 2 battle this week comes to us from the new first place team in the American East Division, Chicago. No matter how hard New York tries through the first 4 weeks, they keep getting slightly one-upped by Chicago. Chicago wraps up an insane first month of the season. Their tournament is producing not only new stars, but a hell of a lot of RBL Weekly points. The number 2 battle this week is going to get them 6 more, taking them to a total of 21 in 4 weeks.
Blackjack.
Averaging more than 5 points a week. They have just, and you know, it's 2 people we've seen before. That's the finals of the tournament. We saw their road to the finals. Both of them, I knew this was going to be a big style clash coming in. It's a hell of a battle. It's a 3-rounder.
Oh, hell yeah.
Old school style for the Chicago Championship, and it is Max Sorich versus Fujico. Let's jump right into it. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, go! I'm just going to start by saying that I'm not going to do the voice. That would break my Fuji code of honor, okay? Actually, the first time I heard Fujico's voice, it was funny. It was a few weeks ago. She gave me a call on the phone, and then I said, no, I would not like to renew my car's extended warranty.
Thank you for the warranty. Max looks like Captain America. But I meant by Captain Make America Great Again.
Did you just hit on me, Fuji? What the fuck?
You're not my type.
I mean, I caught a vibe in the green room, so I'll just... Okay, so Fujiko is a bit of a character, and I know what you were all thinking when she first walked on stage. Is she on pills? What the fuck is... Fujiko interacts with the world like it's her first day out of a cult.
see a nice card. Would you like to join?
I don't know what a Kurt is, so.
I can teach you later. Max looks like a Disney prince, so call him Prince Charming because he lost his virginity to Sleeping Beauty, but she still doesn't know yet.
Fujico produces a comedy show at a different venue that she calls Laugh Out Love. And no, I'm not imagining her trying to pronounce Laugh Out Love, okay? That's not extremely hilarious. That's the name of the show. Okay?
I'm so grateful he's actually, announcing my show here. Thank you for your collaboration. Max looks like a pussy. Oh, sorry, I have more. He's so soft, the Shaman bears use him to wipe the shit from little bear assholes.
Hold on a second, guys. Her notebook just says the N-word 100 times.
No, it's
bad, Fujiko. Bad. Fuji, no.
It's the N-word.
Oh man, chasing my dream, I guess. So Fujiko is so tiny that one time she fell into wet cement, and then the shape she left went viral for being the shape of a rat. Very cute, yeah.
Yeah, very cute. If Max was in Toy Story, he'd be Woody. But if he was in the prison, he'd be the bitch. So you pull the string on his back, and he'll be like, oh, there's a dick in my ass.
Fujiko's, she's really busy. I'm surprised she could make it here tonight. She, she works full time. She produces a comedy show, and most of all, she's always standing in front of national monuments with a selfie stick.
Because he uses it too. Max is so white.
How white is the name of your father?
He listens to NPR, Nazi propaganda radio. And he is so white, he asks for the manager, but says manager with the hard R.
Guys, give it up for the first round of this.
3, 2, 1, roast!
My strength is positive comedy, and even in roast. And I would love to spread love and positive energy to everyone. But Max, I know you have been struggling with some health issues and some pain. And we're here for you. So today I invited his doctor to diagnose so we can all support you. Can the doctor come to the stage, please? Thank you so much. So let's see what his symptom is. okay. I brought you some hospital gown for you. We love you. Thank you so much, doctor.
Hey, Max, it's your turn.
Yeah.
I gotta get better insurance. That's all I gotta say. Well, here I go. This is fucking insane. This is ridiculous. Like, this shouldn't be happening. When I started doing comedy, it wasn't my dream to, like, insult immigrants trying their best, you know? I don't want to do this. You think I have to, like, I'm tasked with making fun of a animated Disney character. This sucks. For real, you think when Michael Jordan was pitched the movie Space Jam, he would have said no if in the script it said, you gotta beat the shit out of Lola Bunny. This is... You know what this is up here? This is, like, honestly the next presidential debates. You got Joe Biden, who is 80% aware of what's going on. And then you got me, some asshole who's, like, pretty good at debates, but you don't want him to win. Say is Fujico has this crazy advantage in roast battles because of the language barrier. It's so cute and endearing. It's like, you know when someone's mentally challenged and they're like really strong? That's what I'm up against. She's got roast battle retard strength. Fujico, she's quite the workhorse. You know, she works full time. She's new to this country. She does comedy in a second language. She made it to the finals here. She's really got that dog in her, assuming she ate dinner.
Wow. I didn't know what that means, actually.
For the best.
Any girl who goes on a date with Max Sorich wakes up with sores and an itch.
It's true, I do have herpes. That's a good, yeah.
I know you do.
Fujico loves karaoke. You know what karaoke is. It's where you go on stage and you say someone else's words. Kind of like exactly what she's doing right now.
Is that it? Okay. Max was in porno version of Home Alone called Born Alone, where he jacks off in the mirror. And when he comes, he goes, ah!
It is scary. So Fujico's an accountant. It took her 7 times to pass her CPA exam. And it had nothing to do with the material. She kept crashing her car in the parking lot.
Thank you. I'm a good driver. Max works as a barista. Imagine this like pervy smirk when he turns the iPad to you for a tip. Or I'll give you a tip. Maybe you should quit comedy and start doing the gay porno so you can be really like Max so rich.
That joke took longer than you trying to parallel park. Fujico, this isn't the first competition she's been in. She actually won a beauty pageant in Japan. She was crowned Miss Pronunciation.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's been an honor to battle with you. It's like a classic Rocky versus the bully. Like a Karate Kid versus Cobra KKK.
I'm so sick of this chopstick at this point. Dude, how funny would it be if at the end of this competition, Fujico just dropped the accent? I can't fucking believe you idiots fell for that. Who the fuck's named Fujico, all right? I know marsupials with more believable backgrounds than Fujico, fucking idiots. That was supposed to be the closer, so.
Okay. Max came from very loving family, and his parents really proud of him because he's a proud boy. So his parents cheered on January 6th, saying like, "Go, Max, we love you. Shit on Nancy Pelosi's desk."
Give it up for them, everybody.
All right. Max Sorich, let's just run through the accolades real quick. The 2024 Roast Battle Chicago champion, 3 times already on the podcast. He had 3 appearances last year. That's 6 total, trailing only Shalaka Kurup for the most all time. He's put up a ton of RBL Weekly points already this year. Early front runner for MVP.
Wow.
Way too early to get into it, but I mean, when you look at the criteria for MVP, it's win-loss record. He's 4-0 now, and it's RBL Weekly points, and he's put up like 18 of them or something crazy, 16, 18, something like that.
Yeah, controversial win, I'd say, because, I mean, just watching back, obviously, we get the hindsight to see, you know, what the battle looked like, not being in the room so much. So I don't know what the judges were seeing, but I thought that would have been a much more fun battle in the 3rd round had there been stakes involved.
Sure.
You can tell there's no stakes involved, so they're not really performing the jokes as well as they're written, probably. There's some good jokes in that 3rd round, but I feel like because there's no stakes involved, they weren't really giving the jokes what they deserve.
I agree with that. Here's what I'll say, though. You know, as somebody who's done a bunch of 3-rounders, one thing we fell into a lot in LA was it's going 3 rounds regardless, right? So even if you win the first 2, very rarely did I ever see a battle called in 2 rounds. And I think when there are stakes, whether we agree with the judges or not, it's important if the judges honestly feel like he won in 2 to, in the finals of a tournament, not give round 2 to Fujico just because they want round 3 to have stakes, because then you open the door to like somebody getting screwed out of a thing. So from an integrity perspective, if they thought Max won the first 2, I think they should have given him the first 2 like they did. So I'll defend that. That being said, watching it back, I did think Fujico got the first.
Yeah.
So to me, you know, I could see how round 3 would have been 1-1 going into it.
I mean, and she did the textbook thing, which is she called a straight white male, she called him a rapist, she didn't go pedophile, but a lot of rapists, a lot of you're a racist, rapists and racists, really. She was going for you know, just those 2, really knocking those ribs out. But, I mean, the feature is always tough. You're always tough when you bring somebody else on stage with you. That's always a tough one. Props, bringing a human prop on, always tough to get through. I remember I judged that Brandon Kiefer Tito
speak on
final.
that real quick.
So that was a final also,
yeah.
right? And I think in the 2nd round, Kiefer brought up a character, and it crushed in the room to the point where Kiefer probably should have won, but Tito came with some written jokes, you know, and he's just like, I can't use a prop, and I thought Tito's written jokes were good enough to get him into that 3rd round, even though Kiefer did kill in the room. So I can understand where the judges are coming from with that. But, man, that 1st round Fujico, I mean, she's got bigger pops. But Max probably had better written jokes in the American form, and then he calls it out in the 2nd round. I thought was great. But, yeah, I mean, it was like a battle between a samurai and a guy who's going to play the last samurai. Very Kin versus Chun-Li.
Very, very. And to speak to that point about when you do an entire round, you're substituting 5 jokes. So when you have sort of a prop, all of a sudden you need 10 jokes instead of 15 or 6 instead of 9. You're getting to eliminate the worst third of your jokes and disproportionately move the best jokes throughout rounds 1 and 3. So it's an advantage in a bunch of ways. I will say the people who do the props end up losing more often than not. Joda lost, Fujico lost, I know Kiefer lost.
Aaron Berg.
Yeah, so it rarely works out. It makes for great moments and a lot of fun to watch, but strategically, it has not worked out historically. But Chicago, another absolutely incredible battle. They come in at the number 2 spot this week. They jump back into first in that American East Division, which is going to be just a slugfest the entire year.
That's fun, man. Chicago with their style, New York with that mean style. I can't wait to see them actually battle. I would love to see an all Chicago, all New York, just see how mean New York can get, see how Midwest and like, oh, well, and like Sorich versus Joda would be fun to watch.
Might have to make that happen.
Yeah, Sorich versus Wicks, Sorich versus Divya, or Sarah Barnett, or Malia, or Josh. And, Josh is fun. I like Josh Ridley, is that his name?
Lampley.
Josh
yeah.
Lampley, yeah. He's becoming a favorite of mine. I like he's starting to figure it out.
We will be seeing at least one Chicago versus New York battle at the Netflix festival as Joda matches up against Chicago representative Leah Kayajanian in the first round of that tournament, which is stylistically something I'm really looking forward to.
Oh, because she's a bully.
Yeah.
Like, she's got, like, a Mike Tyson style. She's a brawler. Like, she will just, like, get up in you and, like, headbutt you with jokes sometimes. It's like, oh, Lee, I didn't know you were going to say that about
That's what I'm saying, dude. Yeah, she's going to come for the throat, and, like, a Joda cannot, he cannot out-snark her. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
He won't be able to get away with that. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see. 2 very different styles, but 2 of my favorite battlers in the country right now.
Snark fest.
And let's get to the number 1 battle, and boy, oh boy, Scotland. Making an impact. They missed the first 2 weeks of the season. They don't run an event until, I believe, March 19th. And then they immediately come with back-to-back number 1s. Something that was only done once last year in the entire league. Scotland, week 3 and week 4, back-to-back number 1s. And, these guys just knock it out of the park every time. This is no exception. It's the number 1 battle this week. It's Jack Traynor against Daniel Petri. And it's coming to us from Edinburgh, Scotland. Here it is.
Jack is a special talent and needs no introduction. Introduction. Jack has special needs and no talent. Jack looks like if Ron Weasley was in the film Harry Potter and the Restraining Order of the Phoenix. Now, of course, not all disabilities are visible, but somehow in Jack's case, asthma is.
Daniel's a junior doctor working in the NHS. He's been responsible for more strikes on hospitals than the Israeli Air Force. That one's not getting shown in America. Daniel thought a food bank was somewhere he could deposit his caviar. Daniel only listens to white rappers.
All right, Florence and the vending machine. Jack is 25 and he's just recently got himself his first girlfriend. She's from Sweden. She's a big ABBA fan and she's really looking forward to growing up and being able to sing along about being 17. Jack looks like a piece of anti-Irish immigration propaganda from the 1800s. Me and Jack have known each other for the better part of 2 years now. I'm still not sure if he's an art student or a gypsy.
Daniel's the type of guy to say, "Sorry guys, I can't come out tonight. I'm up early refereeing an under-14s badminton tournament." But despite patching every night out, is still on first-name basis with Stu and Cammy over at Brewdog. Daniel's the only person from Glasgow whose phone understands him perfectly. Hey Siri, where can I get an oat milk latte this time?
I gave Jack a lift to this gig because unfortunately his local train station's 100 metres away from a primary school. Listen, I didn't want to bring this up in public, but I think the time's right. I lent Jack some money recently, and I have to say I have to say I'm pretty annoyed he hasn't overdosed yet. But no, we are good friends. And something I really admire about Jack is how quietly he's managing to sound out the words on his notes. You sound out notes if you can't read.
Daniel's Moz are slag. Daniel looks like AI has combined every member of Belle and Sebastian. Daniel looks like headbangs to Mumford & Sons. Daniel has the transport police on speed dial in case he hears people opening cans.
Jack and I are up first tonight because his ankle tank's going to start beeping at 9 o'clock. You'll have noticed that Jack isn't very intelligent. But he has taught me a lot. For instance, until I met Jack, I had no idea that the Proclaimers had had an unprotected threesome with some skank from Cumbernauld in the 90s. In more ways than one, it's a shame that Jack's from Cumbernauld. I've never seen someone so genetically suited to driving a pickup truck drunk through Alabama, wrapped in a Confederate flag.
Daniel looks like he does dissertations recreationally. Daniel refers to semi-skimmed milk as a wee treat. Daniel does the big shop in Holland and Barrett.
Jack looks like that.
Daniel sat behind Miller and Carter in school. Daniel once lost a brand deal with a jewellery company because when asked what's his favourite watch, he said neighbourhood. You can tell by Daniel's good posture and accent he looks straight through homeless people.
Jack has glasses. Jack has glasses, red hair, beer belly, and no prospects. Thank you and good night.
All right, there it is. The number one battle this week. Very, very, very close week. Not just between 1 and 2. Battles we didn't even see today. I went through these and we had 13 submissions this week. And the first thing I do is weed out the ones where I'm like, I don't think that's got a shot. And I only got rid of like 4. I had 9 others that I had to rewatch a second time. And when I was done, I was like, I'm not even confident in this ranking at all.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I thought there was all 4 that we watched. There was something in all of those that I loved. I loved ones that didn't even make the countdown this week. We had a really good one in L.A.
We had 2 good ones in L.A.
We had 2 good ones in L.A. And that one, the one that we ended up using, Angie Stroud and Hendren Seavey didn't make the top 8, but easily could, or top 7, easily could have. I had Tokyo in my top 7 for Mike Paxman and Aziz Vora. I thought that was really, really good.
Another Indian battler.
Yeah, they're everywhere. And that one actually lost a tiebreaker with the Bay for that 7 spot. That's how close everything was. There were a lot of a lot of people that could have been on this week. The competition, and I was speaking to this to the ranking committee about this too. I was like, is it just me or is everything way better than last year?
Yeah.
And they were like, yeah, it's way, way, way better. There were battles that were not ranked this week that would have been top 2 last year, I feel like.
Wow.
Back in week 4 when people were still learning. But we've seen so much growth from so many cities. It's really cool to see.
It's awesome. That was a fun battle. Again, Scotland just kind of sneaking in there with that number 1 battle. But back-to-back weeks, we've never seen that, so that's historic.
Yep.
I do love Lurch versus Cousin It from the Addams Family. I understood everything. I like that another Jack from the UK, kind of called out the way that they speak English, with Daniel being like he's the only person that
that the phone understands.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I really appreciated that. That was fun, man. Yeah, Jack and Daniel, shout out those two. I understood every word, so thank you for that. I didn't get all the references.
No, certainly not. There was something about opening cans and something about somebody he sat behind in school. I'm like, I don't know. But
the train station being 100 feet, yeah, I mean that's pretty good.
Classic, yeah.
Yeah.
Except I don't know that we hear it often with the metric system. That's like that's an old LA joke. I feel like I've heard within 100 feet of a school.
I mean, we heard it last week with what's her name, right? She had a meters joke about that guy's neck.
Oh, right. Yeah, Mila Kopayeva. Yeah, I feel cultured now because I'm like learning other people's, local cultures through roast battle.
Yeah, you're like a news anchor now.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
you're saying names. You're trying to get them all right. You're not trying to disrespect anybody.
This is my version of like watching a documentary, like trying to retain information.
No subtitles.
Yeah, like I couldn't tell you who fought in like the World War I, but I know what a nonce is now.
Oh wow, what is a nonce?
It's a pedophile.
Oh.
If you're gonna learn a lesson from roast battle, like on a global scale, it's probably what they call pedophiles in other parts of the.
Oh, it's pedophile over there.
Yes, pedophile. Let's take a look at the standings before we get out of here. The guy who's been making the really cool standings, he had to spend today at an Easter brunch with his family because he has loved ones.
Shout out Jesus.
Yeah, so I had to step up and do the shitty ones again. We'll be back with the cool ones next week. In the U.S. West Division, the only movement this week comes from the Bay Area, picking up a point. They remain a little bit back of Los Angeles. Austin in that number 3 spot after a couple weeks off the charts. Denver still looking to get on the board. Over in the East, that is, in your words, to quote Brian Moses, that's going to be a slobber knocker. Chicago up 5 on New York right now. Cleveland still with the 1 point they picked up in week 1. Atlanta looking to make their debut for the season. Anything jump out at you from the U.S.?
Yeah, that LA's still in the lead. Everybody keeps talking trash about LA, but we're still number 1. I mean, number 1 last year. We're leading right now. We're not the number 1 points leader right now, but we're still number 1 in our division. So
we're also being judged on 10 years of, you know what I mean? It's like, who was the shooting guard after Jordan left the Bulls in like 98? Like, they're big shoes to fill. You know what I mean?
John Paxson or Steve Kerr?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't. I mean, I'm just saying. I feel like LA is being judged as they should. We've been around the longest. We've been doing it the longest. We should be the best at this, and we are not right now.
Jed Bushler?
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get into Judd Bushler. The point is, LA is still really, really solid, and we also are one of the only cities putting all of our shit out online. You know what I mean? So a lot of those comments we're putting the full shows out there, knowing full well, like in any city, some of the battles are home runs, some of them are complete swings and misses. So we are putting all of our strikeouts out there, for better or worse. So a lot of the comments we're getting is not about the battles we're seeing on here. It is about the battles that I think other cities would leave on the cutting room floor. So
yeah, Atlanta, we're really gonna need you to step up. Cleveland, I know you guys are knocking it out, bringing the videos every week, but nothing. You only got 1 point so far. Chicago and New York, I mean that's a classic battle that we've been seeing for the last 2 seasons now. No expansion teams are really crushing it. And what really stands out to me is Denver having no points yet.
Yeah, it's been a rough start for Denver. Cleveland and Atlanta are figuring it out. They're working hard. They're sending stuff in. Cleveland had a really good one this week. Atlanta is sending something in every week. They're figuring it out. There's gonna be growing pains there. Denver is a little bit surprising based on what we saw kind of last season. So hopefully they're able to step it up in the near future.
What about Austin? Is Austin getting their videos in?
Nope.
Okay, Austin, get your fucking videos in. We want you guys on the board. You have some of the best roast battlers in the league. Stop this, please.
We had 13 out of 16 cities submit this week, and London didn't have anything, so 13 out of 15.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing a very good job. But yes, Austin would certainly benefit from sending the videos in because we're taking the mothership ones.
Yeah.
We're submitting on their behalf almost. So we got to get some of those Creek in the Cave ones if they want to hang in this race.
Yeah, this is a PSA for Austin. Get your videos in. We want to see you. The league wants to see you. You guys have the best venue in all the league at the mothership. The Creek in the Cave is second to none also. Please get your videos in. You guys have so many guys working in that venue. Get your videos in. It's not hard.
I love it. All right. Fuck yeah. Let's jump over to the international division now. I got nothing to add to that. We're going to look at the International West first. This is the only division where we saw movement in the standings. Scotland, on the strength of back-to-back number ones, jumps back into first place. They were a playoff team last year. No signs of slowing down so far this season. Barcelona, I said it before, 17 points last season. They're already at 10 this year. They've been ranked 3 weeks in a row. They fall to number 2. But overall, if you're a Barcelona fan, you have to be really happy with their start so far. Toronto picks up a few points to go up to 5, and then Montreal also looking to get on the board.
Sneaky, sneaky Toronto. Don't sleep on Toronto, I guess. I like that. They're only 5 behind Barcelona right now. Barcelona. And then, Scotland. I mean, playoff team last year. 2 back-to-back number ones. Historic this week. So congratulations, Scotland. And I guess let's talk about the East.
Yeah, the East is thus far a bloodbath. Manchester is absolutely pummeling the shit out of everyone. Now, Tokyo has sent in some good stuff. Like I said, I thought they could have made it this week. They're always kind of like perennially in that 8 or 9 spot, so they're right there. They're putting out some good stuff. It's just not quite cracking that top 7. London has yet to get started. They just had their first event. Shalaka Karup, I know, battled Helen Kay, and she said it was great. So okay. I expect to be seeing that sooner rather than later. And then, of course, there is Australia. It's they're a missing person at this point.
They sent some videos in this week, though, I heard.
They did. Okay. We had some videos to watch.
Okay.
Which is a step in the right direction. But certainly, after last week where they did not put up a point the entire second half of the season, this is not the start you want to get off to.
International East is the international least. It is a very, very bad division. Manchester's running away. They're tied with Scotland for the most points in the international conference right now. Manchester's, like I said, top of this show, my favorite right now. They are my favorite, clearly. But they've already battled Scotland, haven't they? They've gone head-to-head.
They did. They did a few battles in Scotland from the event that we saw. Now, both of the battles Scotland submitted were all Scotland battles. But next week, they might submit one where, if you're Manchester, you might have an opportunity to submit your own, get all the points, and then steal half of those points from the Scottish battle as well. So there's going to be a lot of opportunities for them to keep putting points on the board. London is going to have to play catch-up in a hurry. And I suppose Australia and Tokyo as well.
Sure.
Yeah. I just want to be clear, because you look at that and you're like, whoa, Tokyo and Australia. But what they're actually, how close they are is they're worlds apart right now. Tokyo is like on the doorstep to being in this thing, and Australia is not at this point.
Pacific Theater. Let's go World War II. Do something. Pearl Harbor this thing. Surprise attack. I need you guys.
Hell yeah. Scotland, Manchester on top of the international divisions. LA and Chicago on top in the States. Of course, we still have 30 weeks to go. A lot of time to turn things around. But this was one of our stronger weeks of battles I feel like we've ever had. A lot of fun. I enjoyed watching them. Any closing thoughts before we get out of here?
Yeah. Free Diddy?
All right. Let's roast.